All righty, it's Friday, and I am joined with Big Mike Cox here. We're going to go over the 2025 Arnold Classic updates. These guys are just 4 weeks out, 4 weeks out from today. And as Mike and I know, and any of you guys who actually have competed or dieted know, 4 weeks goes by very quickly. These guys better be pretty damn close to where they need to be at this time. Agree? Disagree?
Dude, 4 weeks, that's crunch time. This is the point where, like, you drop the hammer, shit gets real. You get uncomfortable, things hurt, you get crabby. It's not fun, but you love it, dude. I get so excited this time of year. It's been slow since the Olympia, contest-wise. But, dude, when you get about 4 weeks out, 28 days out from the Arnold Classic, especially now where we're seeing the updates and the pictures, so you kind of get that itch, man, that itch about the Arnold, like, and then March roll up, and the February rolls around, beginning of March. Yeah. It's like Christmas came early, bro.
All right, so let's get right to it. Go to Instagram. We're going to start with the king of the mountain right now, Samson Dauda. So this is the picture. Am I showing it? Let me make sure it's up. Yeah. So this is the most recent picture he has posted. It shows him one day out from the last Olympia versus this was 5 weeks out. So this picture was taken a week ago. How close would you say the condition is almost the same?
I'd say the condition is it's the same, Ron, but like it's frightening what he's starting to do, bro. Yeah, like this dude is starting to morph, get bigger and leaner between shows, between traveling. You know what I mean? Like he's hitting that stride that he's got that fresh muscle. He's not used up for 38, bro. It's getting interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was maxed out in terms of size. 300 pounds on stage at the Olympia, right?
Yeah, like 302.
302. I mean,
it looks pretty 302.
He looks bigger now. He looks like he's actually put on mass.
Mate, you too. When you're leaner to it, it gives you that impression of being bigger. Yeah. Like that's just some of the stuff is just silly how he's just improving like that. But he I think they found that formula to what works. And I think I've mentioned what he said in the group text, what he said as far as his health and things that are going on, and it was just that's crazy. That's just absolutely insane. You know what I mean?
I missed that. What did he say about his health?
No, just as far as the the supplementation with what he's not doing a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? It's not crazy as far as the amounts, right?
So it's not 3 grams of tren and 2 grams of test and
no, and it's refreshing because he's got fresh muscle, right?
Yeah,
it's not torn up, it's not beat up, it's just, and that muscle maturity is starting to set in too, Ron. So
yeah, I mean this is if he doesn't win this, I mean. If I was I don't gamble, but this is a bet I'd actually lay some money down on this if I had extra money kicking around right now. But I mean, he's the odds-on favorite. There's only a couple. Yeah. There's really only, in my mind, one guy, Derek, that's got a chance in hell of beating him. And I always have to clarify and say that's no disrespect to the other guys. It's just Samson's that good. He's at another level than almost everybody else right now.
Well, when you have a guy that size with a small waist and big flaring quads, it's what we envision our Mr. Olympia look like. It's what Lee Haney kind of looked like. And we're old, so that's where we go to, right? It's that wide waist, wide shoulders, small waist, crazy front double. And we haven't had that since 1991. Like Ronnie was a freak, different kind of freak, but look at that. That's just an aesthetic freak. And I don't think people realize just how big he is.
Well, I mean,
stand next to say he's a big human being.
Yeah, I mean, we keep arguing about his height. Is he 5'11"? Is he 6 foot? I don't know, but to me and you, that's a tall guy either way. And 302 aesthetic. He's not shredded dry, but dude, he's not that far off. It's we're very picky and snobby about condition, but he's not. It's not like he's out of shape or anything. This was 2-3 weeks before the Olympia at that France show.
Yeah. And it wasn't his best look, but they knew what they were doing. Yeah. And you know what, too, Ron? It started a lot of talk, a lot of chatter about him leading to that Olympia, and he delivered. Like that's just a hell of a physique. I mean, how many Mr. Olympias can do poses like that, kneeling down and look like that doing it, right? He looks like a smaller. He reminds me of a bigger Chris Cormier, right? Nothing really stands out. Everything flows together, right? It's just magnificent.
That's a really good comparison. You know, I think a lot of people don't realize when you say nothing stands out, some people might think, oh no, that means he doesn't have any great body parts. No, that's exactly the way you're supposed to have perfect balance, everything in proportion, nothing that really draws your attention. And Cormier was a good example. If you ask me what was Cormier's best body part, I can't think of it. It was just everything was very, very balanced, right?
It was balanced. Everything was there. Biceps, the chest was good, quads, calves, lats. And you know, what's funny is that he was never dug out, but it was just enough, right? And Samson also isn't necessarily dug out.
Right.
But it's just enough to where, and we're not in that era anymore around where guys are just super dug out. Now, some guys are, but it's just that they're not going for that super dry, crazy, sunken in, you know, Andreas Munzer sucked down look anymore. It's a different, that fullness is what's being rewarded now.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes we on our group chat, we complain about that because we want to see everything. You know, we want to see the fullness and the graininess, that we want to see every attribute at one time on that stage, which is almost humanly impossible.
We want to see Phil Heath in 2013. That's what we want to see.
And a couple of Ronnie's better showings, not even, you know, not all of them. But yeah, Samson, the odds-on favorite. And I wonder if, did you see this? He's a contest promoter now. This year. He's got his first show.
Listen, man, he's Shaun Ray was saying, the business of bodybuilding.
Yeah, he's
traveling. I know Fuad mentioned going to be in Mexico in May. You know, it's just he's doing what we used to have Mr. Olympias do, right? They make appearances, travel the world, and Ron, it's crazy nowadays. These kids get one-on-one instruction with Mr. Olympia.
Yeah,
like he's at the gym in front of you, training with. That's like Ronnie Coleman coming to our gym, talking to us, putting us through a workout, right? It's unheard of, the amount of access that they have, but he's making fans all over the world, and that's his job, and that's what he's doing. And you know, he's got 500,000 reasons in 4 more weeks to keep doing them, and like that's close to $1 million. He can win close to $1 million of prize money in 6 months.
Let's see, because 600 at the Olympia, this could be another 500. That's 1.1 million. Arnold a couple of years ago, I think it was still 300 at that time, right?
Yeah, 300.
We're already at almost $1.5 million right there with 3 shows.
And somebody's gonna get to $1 million, bro. Like I think within the next couple of years, or a year or two, maybe this year, you know, it's kind of like a chicken fight going on. But
I think I would not be surprised if it's this year at the Olympia.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
pretty fast.
Listen,
but who knows?
They deserve that money, bro. Like these guys, you know, for what you do, they deserve it. God bless them, man.
100%. I mean, they get we call it off season, but they're working hard 12 months out of the year, 365.
Yeah, it's a job, man. Like they deserve it and be rewarded for it. Finally.
All right, so here we go with Derek Lunsford, the 2023 Mr. Olympia champ, he needs to win this show, man. He needs to win this. So this is his update, and I think he's getting some unflattering lighting. This looks like some very flat lighting to me.
Yeah.
Based on, you know, I bet someone else could have found the better spot in the gym and made him look a lot leaner than this. This doesn't look super lean to me, but it's also looks like the light is directly facing him, like wherever the camera or the phone is, because you could see the striations. But
yeah.
I'm a little concerned that this isn't the shape he should be in at 4 weeks out. And you know, I'm not his prep coach. Chris Aceto is. Chris doesn't miss much, but this is his latest update. This was just posted a couple of days ago. Yeah. So what do you think when you see this?
Well, that gym, I know that Jim Jackson like posts me, and it just the light sucks. Here's the thing about Derek, bro. The last showing we saw, he wasn't great, right? He was kind of sunken down, legs weren't full. He's gonna look markedly better at the Arnold, no matter what. That mistake won't be rectified. Yeah. They maybe want for more of a fuller look, But he's going to be in shape. I think. Listen, Derek, Samson, Hottie, Martin, Andrew, these guys are all going to be interchangeable. If somebody's slightly off, what we do know is that the judging now, whoever's on is going to be rewarded, right? So I think Derek and Andrew will be a lot better. But will it be enough to beat Samson? If Samson's not, if he doesn't nail it, right? He's got to be as good, if not better, than the Olympia. Derek and Andrew will be better than the Olympia, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to fend those guys off and just keep showing improvement. But again, a good big man is going to probably always be the good little man.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just the reality of it, Ron. And
absolutely.
I'm a huge fan of Derek, and I think he's going to be – he get the title back because, listen, he won 2023. Hottie won the Arnold. Samson lost. Samson won the Olympia.
Right.
But
no, I agree. These guys are, on any given day, we say any given Sunday, but any given Saturday night, anybody who's a little bit off can get beat. We've seen it now. The judging they do not do favors to the reigning anymore like they used to. In the old days, you had to you don't have to knock out the champ anymore. If you're the best guy on that stage that day, regardless, you win. So I love it.
Game.
But Derek is the only person I think has a very realistic chance of possibly beating Samson out of this whole lineup. And what a story that would make, obviously, because
even if he doesn't win, the underdog always comes out. Because listen, it happens all the time around. If Samson keeps winning, fans are going to be like, "Oh, we're bored." It happens every time. It happened to Derek after he won one time. So he's the underdog now, right? He comes in looking good. Maybe he looks great, doesn't get the nod. There's that momentum again. So it's almost like theater in a way, but he could beat Samson. He could, and I just think he's so big now, right? That 2023 look was like magic, right? Everything was perfect. It was kind of like, remember Phil Heath walked out in 2011?
Yes.
It was that type of holy crap moment, right? We hit that posing routine, the back double, it all worked. But that DT had that crisp, clean detail that wasn't super big. And, it's just the nature of the beast, man. It's bodybuilding. You don't, you want to get bigger, but bigger sometimes isn't better. But I think he's going to be a lot improved, and it'll be a totally different look in Columbus.
I mean, the things that we were really critical of at the last Olympia were his legs, and look how much bigger and fuller his legs are now.
Yeah.
I don't know what went wrong at the last minute. I don't know if he was just doing a ton of cardio or just being, as we all know, when you suck down too much, it's your worst body parts that suffer the most. They lose the fullness, and his legs were a victim to that. But they look freaking huge right now.
And when you see him in person like this, it's next level, like insanity how big his legs truly are. They're just monstrous, man. So it's just a matter of maintaining that fullness. Maybe his glutes. I think his glutes will be dug out no matter what. They say leading the off season, so it's just a matter of maybe not coming down so much. But listen, Chris is the expert. He's the but he's been doing it for as long as we've been around. You know what I mean? If not longer. So they know what they're doing. I think maybe not as much pressure. Being Mr. Olympia may help too. That's just it's a lot of pressure to deal with. Trying to repeat, and everybody's telling you you're going to win, and it doesn't work out that way. So, I think that's insane right there, man.
Yeah, and I mean, it's crazy how one bad showing. That's all he really had was one bad showing, and people turned on him so quickly. He sucks. He needs to retire. He's like 31, 32 years old. He needs to retire, and and all it ever takes is one more win, and then again, now they're on your jock again. Now you're the greatest bodybuilder who's ever walked the face of the earth. We bodybuilding fans are the worst. We're so fickle, so fickle.
It sucks because the fans have instant access to you now. Like they can't write you a letter anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just there. And, I don't know, right? I guess we're older, so certain things don't kind of get to us anymore. Yeah. But yes, I'm sure somebody telling you suck over and over and over again, It's kind of getting a nerve, even if it's some like Trend Monster 11 or some shit like that.
Trend Monster 11, he's the worst. So Andrew Jacked, as usual, he does not show a lot before shows. I don't know what this was all about here. He says just a minute of fun won't hurt. He's got a pretty scary S&M type of mask on. I don't know what that is. But
very Kai Green like.
Yeah, it looks like he might have borrowed that from Kai. Kai wants his mask back, Andrew. So this was a day ago, and he's big and full. Again, condition. I know I'm just going off one video where he's in a tank top, but I'm not loving what I see here. Of course, he could be super flat here. It could have been like a 0 carb day. Who knows? And again, all I'm seeing is this guy in a tank top. Yeah, I wonder, why do you think he doesn't show much? Because he traditionally does not do posing updates with the shorts and everything like the other guys do.
I don't know if those other guys are contractually obligated to it, but for me, Ron, I like this because, I would love to get a sneak peek, but it's kind of like old school, like him and Clarida. They just stay covered up and just show. Because listen, if you show a lot on social media, those guys show everything. If that's not what they see on those Instagram pictures and that great hotel bathroom light in the hallway,
yes,
and you come in off at the show, then people are gonna be like, "What happened?" So there's something to I'm just like not showing everything and just showing up. Everybody now, you see everything. And we just see the best shots. People don't show their worst shots, right? They don't show their weak body parts, or when they're bloated so it's setting sometimes you up for failure, but with him being covered up, if he comes out and looks ridiculous, we're gonna be like, holy shit. And that may actually help, man. That because this is that front relaxed for him that's the money shot, bro. That's just that's the straight hello, here I am.
Yeah, so again, he's another guy that we say bad showing, dude. He was still 5th in the world, but when the pressure's on, when a lot of his fans think he's going to win the Olympia and he places 5th, they feel like they're let down. But they tried something different. Him and Aceto for the Olympia. I thought he looked better in Texas.
Yes.
Had he looked as good as he did in Texas, how much better do you think he would have done? Would he have beat Fitzwater? Would he have beaten Derek?
I don't know, man. Like Martin was just I don't know because and in shape Andrew, his that shape, we haven't seen it yet. Like we haven't so I don't know. But if I can envision him like the Arnold Classic a couple of years ago when he was shredded to Texas. Yeah. For me, man, this dude, this is probably one of my most favorite physiques in the sport now because I'm drinking that Kool-Aid, bro. Like the mayor, shout out to Dan Dillon turned me on to the Andrew Kool-Aid, but that's what bodybuilding to me is supposed to look like. I'm a short guy, dude. We're short, but that just looks absolutely insane. And in person, it's just like you don't know what you're looking at. Like that to me is just.
I mean, again, I'm a shorter guy, but I have to admit, I was in the front row at the first 2 wins he had in Texas. And when he walked out with the rest of the lineup, you're just looking at him. It's almost like everyone else sort of just disappeared. I hate to put it that way, but he commands your attention at 6'2", 280, whatever, 285, and the width and the shape and the way the physique flows. It's a very unique look. Nobody looks like Andrew Jacked.
No, not even close.
Yeah. So we'll see what he's got to show. We have no idea. And I'm hoping it's something better than we've ever seen before. Dude, I mean, we would all love for him to win because he's an underdog going into this, realistically.
But listen, regardless, dude, we're going to see 2 300-pound guys standing next to each other. If we're lucky, we'll see those two just by themselves, at least for one. They have to do that just for the fans to see that shit, man. And maybe one with him and Clarida. That just for the fans.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to one of the older guys, but this is a Mr. Olympia champ. He is a 2-time Arnold Classic champ. Was this recent, this picture?
Is it?
I don't know. It's posted a week ago. Something tells me this was probably taken at the last Olympia, though. I don't think this is a new update. Let's see if he's posted. I think he posted. Is this the most recent thing he's posted? Yeah, this was a week ago.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, and, his legs or whatever knocks, and I don't know. When he's standing there by himself, to me, his legs don't look bad. When he's in the lineup with guys that have these crazy flaring quad sweeps. That's when you go, oh boy, Brandon. But condition wise, it looks like he's right on track.
he looks great for, you know what I mean. But you got to realize too, man. Remember a couple of years ago, he got out of that hospital bed and placed top 5. Not great, right? So when he's on, they do reward his physique. They still like his look, man. So, but again, it's hard to tell when they're by themselves. But Brandon's just got such a, again, it's a shape guide. It's a shape thing now too. So he'll fit in with those shape guys. Maybe he won't be as big as Andrew or Samson, but he'll still have that flow, right? He'll still have that from the front, the side chest, side tricep, the back double, the front double. So, but we haven't seen Brandon look this good with that shape in a long time. And listen, old man muscle, bro. He's what, 40 in his 40, 41?
I think I want to say 43, 44.
Well, hot damn, man. Good for him. I'm rooting for this man. That makes me feel good, bro.
I got yelled at in the comments on a video like a week ago saying I didn't do my research because someone randomly asked me how old someone was and I didn't know. But this is live. I don't know how old I don't have everyone's age memorized. Sorry. I know he's over 40. He's somewhere between 40 and 45. That much I can say for sure. So this is the most recent full body update. This was about a week ago, I believe. No, this was 6 weeks and 1 day out. So yeah, this was a week and 1 day ago. It was a week from yesterday.
Look at the hams. Yeah. Like that's a different level of condition for Brandon, bro. We haven't seen, so it'll be interesting to see what he brings. Well, listen, I don't think they're gonna miss. He's close there, so it's just a matter of maintaining some fullness and drying out a little bit. But like, this is gonna be interesting, man, when he's in shape like that. And what's great about this too is that he's already qualified for life, right? So he can do this. He can do Pittsburgh. He'll be at the Olympia. So I'm a big fan of Brandon, bro. Like, huge fan of the guy.
Oh, I mean, I say this, I've said it to Giles. I do think his very best days are behind him, but that doesn't mean I don't think he's still damn good.
No.
And Brandon from like 5-6 years ago was winning the Olympia, was winning the Arnold Classic, and he's still up in the highest echelons, but you just have guys like Andrew and Samson and Derek and Hadi that have come up, younger guys have come up the ranks.
Yeah, it's a young man sport, man. I mean, he's still, get some good prize money to Arnold, has a good contract, making some money. It's just still, and he still looks good. Yes. He's not, I think too, with this look around, we all thought he was done at the Olympia, but just how fast things change around.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to say, when I saw him, was it 23 when he came out the night after being in the hospital?
Yeah.
I mean, he did not look good, but he still got 4th place.
Yeah. And in that condition. So think about in this condition, so it's just, again, they're going to reward the best physiques, man. And we know some guys tend not to miss too much. So it's just going to be interesting to see how they can bring him in those last few days. Because listen, those things change 48 hours from that show, bro.
Right on. All right, let's go to another 2-time Arnold Classic champ, William Bonac. Is this an old one? Yeah, that's 71 weeks ago. Forget about that one. See, this is 2 days ago. I like that better. So here's Bonac, who is also over 40. And I don't know what podcast he said this was his last Arnold.
Is it really?
Yeah, I don't know if he said, you guys can correct me in the comments, this might be his last year competing. I don't know if he said that. I do know I saw a quote that he said this was his last Arnold. So I can't see him doing, second tier shows. He's
confirmed for Detroit for 4 weeks. Yeah.
There you go. Detroit's going to be a good show this year.
Very good show.
They didn't get the turnout last year. I was disappointed at the athletes.
And they can win good money too. That's what's crazy. Martin made out good, Yeah,
I mean, Fuad did the black backdrop like everybody wanted. He gave out all these other. He gave out best poser, best this, best that, and they still didn't show up.
Oh God! Well, listen, at least this time, bro, they know it's gonna be a damn good lineup.
Yeah. So Bonac, I think he's still a solid. He's definitely got a chance for top 5 here. I mean, again, winning might be out of the realm of possibility based on Samson kind of ruined the party for everybody, unfortunately, because
he did, dude.
The chances of beating most of these guys just don't have what it takes to defeat Samson because he's so much. He's big. He's got so much size with great shape. Comes in pretty damn good condition, and he's getting better and better. He's not. Some of these guys are just struggling to sort of maintain. And Samson's, he's still getting better. I don't know. I thought he was all done improving, but nope.
Dude, listen, Father Time gets everybody, like we've already said. And listen, it's not like Bonac's bad, right? He plays top 10 at the Olympia. It's just younger, fresher bodies are coming up, and it happens. It happens in every generation. We've seen that through like Vince Taylor's time, and a lot of those guys they just started bigger guys come on and beat him. Grit Sparry, same type of thing. So, but Bonnie, he looks great, man. Like it's not the muscle volume that we're used to a few years ago, but the old man muscle is there, right? And we know he's going to be in condition, so that's a fact. He's not going to be off, right? So it's just what other guys aren't 100% that he can pass by.
Yeah, I mean he's never lets you down, and you never have to worry if he's going to be in shape. He delivers on that every single time. All right, let's go to the little guys like us. Little guy, he's a lot bigger than we ever were, but still.
Right.
So this was 4 weeks out. So this was 7 hours ago. I mean, geez, could you put any more muscle on a human frame?
You know what, man? Like sometimes when you see stuff like when you see certain physiques, you just laugh. Not out of it's just laughable. And a lot of people don't think Shaun is gonna be like, but listen, he's gonna be in shape. I tell you what, he's gonna be in shape.
Oh yeah.
And he's gonna make some guys look smooth. You know what I mean? He was to a top 6 a couple of years ago. Maybe could push big Rami, right? But Shaun he'll catch you sleeping, dude. And he's just
he only got beat by one. Rami beat him by one place.
Yeah. And so what did that tell you, man? Just he's gonna be, and that's dumb.
Yeah, so much muscle on this guy.
It's just his lats just come right down into his waist, and he looks so much bigger. You know what? Too, it is running like at the Olympia. We had the Olympia vision of him, right?
Yeah,
like kind of like smaller and little. I don't want to say stringy, but he was smaller for Shaun, right?
Oh, he was definitely over dieted. That was not the norm, because we saw. I think Prague was 2 weeks later, 3 weeks, 3 weeks later.
3 weeks, I think.
And we was only working with Boss of Outlaw, Stefan Kienzle, a very short time, and they were able to really put the fullness back on that physique so quickly.
And just catch that reap, dude. That's silly.
Yeah. So Shaun, again, do not count this guy out for a minute.
No. That's Momo-ish.
It was a great shot from. Oh, this was at the Arnold 2 years ago.
That's dumb, bro.
Yeah, and he does have a tiny frame in terms of the clavicles and everything, but he's packed so much muscle mass on top of it.
And you would have never thought when he was turned pro that this is what the end result would be. No, I remember you kind of saw it coming a little bit, right? And then when he took third at the Olympia, I'm like, yeah, dude, he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a real problem.
Oh, when I first met him, the day I met him, which was at an MD barbecue at Strong and Shapely Gym in New Jersey, I think it was 2010. He was competing in WNBF Natural Pro Organization at about 135 pounds, and he's about 180 now. That's how much muscle this guy's put on since then.
But he grinds though, bro. He grinds. He trains hard. He lives it. He just lives it, and it's looking at his body is just fresh now. You know what I mean? It's just a lot. It looks reinvigorated. But I'm telling you, dude, this dude, he's pushing for top 5, top 6. I think him and Boss found that formula.
I'd be very, very surprised if he was not in the top 5. Very surprised.
Yeah.
I think I say that about half of the lineup here, if they're not in the top 5. Well, I mean, these guys are, like I said, on any given day. So let's move on. This guy was top 5 at both Arnold shows last year. Talk about the Shed, James Hollingshead. And this is that old grainy muscle, man. He gets that grainy, hard look like Dorian used to get.
And you know what, too, man? I didn't realize how big he is. He's taller and he's big. He's got a lot of muscle on his frame. When you see him next to some other guys, you got to see how big he really is. And he's got that Nordic hardness, that Georg Borgen Paulsen look. Remember that dude from the
Norway? Yeah.
Yes. Wow. And it is that he trained, but when you train heavy with basics, Ron, that's what you get, right? When you squat like he squats, that's how your legs look, that granite hardness. And again, we don't see that granite hardness a lot anymore because there's a lot of machine work now. And he pulls, he just busts his ass hard. And I think, Boss he's doing good shit, man. He's doing good things with these people. And he's nailing it. You know, he's nailing these guys.
Yeah, every time I think, well, boss can't possibly handle one more client, but yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
I think it's, he's people like to bring up the autism thing. He's like slightly on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Super bright, super intelligent guy, but I think that gives him some sort of OCD or some sort of hyper focus that people without autism they're not capable of mentally.
And think about what he's doing as far as the different diets, different protocols, and different training, making people, posing with these guys, right? It's just, but he loves doing it. Like you can see the joy in it, and I guess he's got a real rapport with his clients too, man. Like a real talks to them. So it's just, it's just we see, this kind of a lot too, like popular coaches like Chad, those guys, but like he's doing it. These guys look great. His guys look phenomenal, bro.
Trying to count the plates. What's he benching there? 3 plates or 4? I don't know. It's a lot.
But he's benching, Ron. He's using a barbell and a bench to lift the weight, not on the machine.
I think I've seen this guy squat like 6 plates for 10, 12 reps.
Like just smoothly, bro. Just up and down like a piston.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're half reps. Right? These are like deep, real shit reps. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I mean, he's definitely one of the stronger guys on the pro circuit right now, which, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but people like Ronnie, Branch, Johnny, they did get an extra level of respect from a lot of the fans, because I always say this, a lot of fans can get very strong over time, but if they don't have the genetics, they're never going to get that big. So they sort of get disgusted when they see these guys who are so much bigger than them, but they're not much stronger if they're stronger at all. And they do tend to favor these guys like James, who, they're not just all show and no go. They're as strong as they look.
He's just, and it's even when you keep that kind of training close to a show, it gives you a different look to your body, bro. It gives you a harder look to that physique, and fans respect that work ethic, bro. They respect his work ethic. He's very open on social media too, he games a lot and just interacts on podcasts and talks to fans. So it's a human element to it. Yeah. And sets and reps are awesome, but the real life shit is what I think sets some people apart. Like when they really let you into it, takes a lot, like to let someone into their life, into your home, that thousands of strangers know what your girl looks like and what your bathroom looks like. That's just
what these people they what they do now that the guys when we were coming up don't do is they show their vulnerability, their human side, that they do have insecurities and doubts.
Yeah.
And they get depressed and stuff. And I'm sure that's obviously the guys, Haney and Gaspari and Mike Christian and Stridham, they were real people and they had those problems, but we never heard about it. To us, they were these gods on top of a mountain, superhuman.
They're mythical figures that just were robots that ate, slept, trained, lived in Venice Beach and traveled the world,
Eat, sleep, train, eat, sleep, rave, repeat. I like that song.
Yeah, but it's a different world now, and just having the instant access, it's one thing they have to do this. But it just does seem like a full-time job, like interacting with people every day and taking pictures. But these guys do, I guess, James does a great job of doing that, man. And when you have guys that are humble like that too, bro, it goes a long way with fans. A long way.
So we've been sleeping on. We always say that you guys are sleeping on so and so. Well, we tend to just get our attention gets grabbed by some people more than others at times. Akim Williams, dude. I mean, he's a consistent. He was top 5, I think, at both of the Arnolds last year. I think he was 5th in the Ohio, and did he move up to 3rd at UK?
3rd, yeah.
Yeah, he moved up because from Friday to Saturday in Ohio, he made a big change. It wasn't quite enough to push up the scores, but he showed up with the improved look in UK, and it paid off. So this is another guy. I mean, I keep saying I have like 8, 9 guys in my top 5 right now. Yeah, but here he goes. Look at that.
Remember, what was the last show he did? He won the end of the year. Was it Romania?
I think it was Romania.
But whatever show he did that he won, he looked absolutely insane. It was just a
Toronto.
level of
He won Toronto.
condition
Yeah.
that he had. It was just nuts. But they miss him every show. They miss this dude. I don't know how you miss him because he always places low, prejudging.
Yeah.
Then he Jesus, that's nasty. That's just some nasty shit right there, bro.
Big man. So I see this. I'm looking at the background and try to figure out what it was. I think this was a big man. Was this maybe the Portugal show? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah. Maybe that's the one he won. I don't know. He looks.
But they miss him. I don't know how you miss this man in a lineup. You know, but it's just you're glad that they make up for it, but it's just never enough. So you kind of wonder if he got placed, top 5 in the prejudging, how close he would be to the top. But again, obviously the lats aren't the greatest, but he's so insanely conditioned. It's not even funny. It's absolutely not even funny.
Yeah, and we always harp on his back, and I'm sure he's so sick of hearing it. His back's not bad, but
no.
Like this. I mean, condition that's not a bad back. It's just he's such a massive guy. We expect the back to be like a Ronnie back. And
right, exactly.
There's not.
And when you got Lunsford in the lineup, and Samson's back's getting better, is great. Is a strong point now. You know what I mean? Andrew's got a good back, so it's just hard. But that's just the back lat spread isn't that bad. That's not a bad pose for him. But I think he does get criticized a lot for the back double, right? But it's a major pose, but he's still good. Man, he said hi. He's still good.
There we go. I mean, it's very similar to Dennis Wolf. He had high lats.
Yes.
And he gave up. He didn't have those lats that attach all the way at the waist like some guys. But
no.
It doesn't kill me. I'm not like I would like to see more meat that went further down, but it's still I think you actually get a little more dramatic. Not so much a taper, but a difference there with the waist.
Exactly.
Small.
I see what you're saying. But again, too, Ron, he's done a lot of shows, bro. It's a lot of shows in the past, couple years, in the past year. So it's a lot of dieting.
Yeah.
So you don't know how the body's going to respond to that. So, but again, he's so good. It's the top 5 is just it's going to be a dogfight. Because this is probably one of the best Arnolds we had in a long time, too, man. Look at that pose.
I believe he turned pro like in 2010, 2011.
Yeah, as a North American, right? I believe it was.
Correct. So he's been at this a long time, and he's not. I don't see any torn muscles or loose skin or anything like you see on some guys when they get to that stage in their career.
And you see the muscle maturity there too, bro. You see how that look is different now. Like, I don't know, it's that old man muscle that you talk about.
Yeah.
It looks that much more impressive. Like, that's how Dexter looked later in his career. It's just your physique takes on a different type of hardness to it, man. So it's just, and Samson's coming up. That's what Samson's coming up on, that kind of. And once that kind of granite look comes to your body, it's a wrap. So they better knock these Olympia wins out quickly.
I have to. You're right about that, because I remember Akim's early years as a pro. He had all this. It's not like he's gotten much bigger. He hasn't. But the maturity is so much better now. The harder, denser look, the striations, the separations,
the detail. Look at the detail in the quads and the adductors.
His quads are nuts, but they were never that dug out. And
no, and that's just consistency, bro. Like years of diet, train food, and he was healthy. You got to be sure. Health plays a big role in that. You know what I mean? So listen, Akim's putting together a pretty impressive list, mate. He's been at it for like a long time. Like Tony Freeman long. He's been around for a long time, bro. He's an OG in sport now.
Yeah, it's funny. I bet a lot of the younger viewers are like, Tony Freeman, who's that? Yeah, every once in a while I'll come across a name and I'm like, I bet they don't know about that. I bet they don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he was that OG, that New York crew with Marco Rivera and Juan and all those guys, man. At all the shows, and Victor. So he's still banging this shit out.
All right, now we go to Carlos CTJR. I can't remember what they're calling him now. He's got a nickname now. I think it's CTJR, Carlos Thomas.
Oh, that's his nickname.
Here's the latest update that we had. This was 2 weeks ago. I'll look in the stories, but dude, this shredded would be just, I want to find a back shot, because I was like, what does the back look like? I got to find a back shot. But from the front, my God, that is just ridiculous.
Ryan is coming together, bro. He's doing Detroit too. So it's good. This dude. I think we've been waiting, right? And like I root for him because he's a good kid. His dad's such a good dude.
Yeah.
And he's super nice. They're both super nice people. And so you root for him, but he's got some nasty muscle to him. Like the quads just flare out like it's insane. Look at that.
What are those? 180s, 200s, something ridiculous.
That would kill me.
I mean,
I would literally dissipate everything in my body.
If I was his trainer, I'd be like, oh no, you don't. Not now.
No. Not like that.
Okay, there it is. It's CTJ. I thought there was like an R at the end, but CTJ. Yeah.
God damn.
I hope he's not dead. So that was 8 weeks out. That was 4 weeks ago.
This dude's we haven't seen him in 100% shape, but if he's on, it's gonna upset a lot of people. You know what I mean? Because that's just a lot of dense, shapely muscle, man. And we haven't even seen the ham drop. Remember how good that ham drop is? Like it touches his calf.
Yeah. Well, let's see if there's a video of it. Yeah, I mean, his legs from every angle are just ridiculous. We haven't seen them completely dug out yet. When they own set, that's just they always fool me like that. I think I'm going to get a whole posing video, and I don't. But this was Texas last year because he's only done one pro show.
Yeah,
that's it. And he was
only a matter of time, bro. It's only a matter of time before this dude nails it. And like, this is an Olympia physique. Like this, it's I don't know, man. It'll be funny if he's on. To see, it's good to see how he stands next to like Derek and all of that. It's a good test for him to see where he stands, right next to a Mr. Olympia. You know what I mean? And two Mr. Olympias.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he got beat at this show by only two guys, Andrew Jack and Hunter Labrada. They're both top 5 Olympia competitors. So this was the back last summer. I'm sure he's been working his ass off on his back. And again, lats are a little on the higher side with him too, just a little bit. They're not as high as Akim's, but they're
very wide lat spread though. You notice that very, very wide lat spread, and it's just the muscle maturity too, man. When you sit next to guys like Brandon, Bonac, Clarida, they have that old man muscle look to them, bro. So it'll be a crazy look, but it'll be a different kind of hardness next to those older guys, but he's got fresh muscle. We'll call that fresh muscle, man. That young man, 27, 28, where everything feels phenomenal, everything clicks.
And again, every time we see him, he's going to be better because he's still on the way up. He's not on a downward spiral yet. He's got many good years ahead of him. Oh,
dude, he's going to surprise some people. I think he really is a surprise some people.
We got a couple more. Justin Rodriguez, this guy is a study in persistence. Does not quit. This was 4 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
The stomach looks very tight, doesn't it?
I mean, he's conditioned. He rarely disappoints. Very rarely. So this is 5 days ago. I know the light sucks here, but I'm not thrilled with what I see in the lower body there.
Remember, he's that kind of guy around. I remember we used to see him like 4 weeks out. We're like, oh my God, Justin, what's going on? And then he gets in shape like that. But again, he's getting older, and it doesn't look at the size. He looks a little smaller and not as full blown as he once was. You know what I mean? So, but this dude keeps going and going, man. I remember a couple of years with Arnold when he walked out. I thought he was gonna win that thing. He looked absolutely silly.
Didn't he end up like 4th or 5th that year?
Yeah.
So that was, and I was at that Boston Pro. We only had one Boston Pro, 2022, where he took. I think he was second behind Bonac at that show.
Yeah.
He beat Samson. I mean, that wasn't the Samson that Samson became shortly after, but he was.
Is that recent?
No, this was from the 22 Arnold. So yeah, he was fuller and bigger years back. This was.
It happens, man. Like it's just you can't stay huge forever, bro. Right? And so, but he loves it. Obviously, he loves the sport, loves competing and training. And more power to him.
Yeah,
I remember that.
He still looks damn good. He still looks pretty damn good. There's nobody in this lineup that I say, oh my God, they suck.
No, not at this Arnold, bro. This is probably one of the deepest Arnold we've had in a long time, a longest time.
Well, should we watch the fight first? Okay. Well, unfortunately, Patrick Moore, people were talking a lot more about a fight that happened outside his gym when the gym owner confronted him about some trainer rent that was past due. And Patrick, who was a boxer, trained, I think, was he a semi-pro boxer, like a Golden Glove?
He's got hands, Ron. He got hands.
Clearly, he can fight because these two guys couldn't handle him. But you don't. That's not the kind of publicity I think anybody wants at 5 weeks out from the Arnold Classic.
No, especially from the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, Arnold might not be too happy about that. But so how recent is this? That was a week ago when they tried to spin a false narrative. Yeah, well, they're still talking that again. They were just talking about the drama. Yeah, I'm like the only one that didn't do a video about it. I'm an idiot. I should have done a video. I didn't do any Wes Watson videos either. Oh, what an idiot!
I'm like, I see all those. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell problem? Look, is that recent?
Yeah, this was 23 hours ago. It says,
swole as shit, doesn't he?
Fuck a blog dog, because one day we go and meet. Pause reps on this machine. His upper body is insane. I was there when he turned pro. He turned pro with Lunsford at the USA in 2017. He won
yeah, damn. I forgot about that.
And I remember talking to me and Sean Ray were talking to him right after the show. We interviewed him and said, dude, when your legs match this upper body and you just need a little more overall size, you'll be hurting a lot of people's feelings. And he's done very well. He's been top 10 in the Olympia. Didn't he won the Cal Pro one year?
Yeah, he won Cal Pro. And that Olympia look was phenomenal, man. It just, didn't he tear his Achilles and, life, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have these high hopes for guys, but, that's assuming nothing happens to slow where we think they should be progressing to. And injuries happen, relationships fall apart, all kinds of health problems. There's a lot of things that can derail progress, but yeah, he is a big dude.
he's got such great shape, man. It just, even if the legs are, you wonder even if they're a little downsized, if they're shredded. But again, this is a tough lineup. This is a great lineup. But he did one of the European shows at the end of the year. I forgot which one, and he looked pretty good. He looked really good, actually. I was surprised, but this Olympia, man, it was just so nice because look at the shape of the guy, bro.
Well, you know what? He reminds me a little bit of Andrew Jacked, just not quite as impressive, but there's similarities in the physique.
He flows so well, man. The waist is tiny, that's flare.
Look at Cedric. R.I.P. Is that branch on the end? Jeez, this is a while ago.
And look at Akim there. Yeah. The look is totally different.
Yeah, he's same size, really, but he's just a lot more mature and detailed.
And that's just what it's just consistency in the sport, man. That's just what we don't see that kind of. This is
Here we go. There we go. The boxing days.
Yeah, dude.
How jacked he was as a boxer, for God's sake.
He's legit. Dude, that boxing skill doesn't go away. It's not like, I haven't done it in a while. Kind of forgot how to do it. Like riding a bike.
Dude, I'm sure he's got the John Wick fighting skills. So
yeah, I'm good.
But yeah, I wish him the best. We're hard. Me and Giles especially, we come down hard on any of the flaws because what does a judge have to do? They got to look for flaws. They're not looking for strong points. These guys all have strong points. Who's got the physique with the least amount of flaws, the best balance, the best total package, size, shape, condition, structure? I would throw posing in there too.
And think about it too, bro. Like the judges are literally criticizing your physique, but I think a lot of guys take it personal. It's not personal. Like you're one of the best. Tom Brady got criticized, right? It happens to the best, but it's not. As long as it's not done maliciously, right? It's just it's your physique. Nobody's got a perfect physique. Even like Samson everybody's got flaws. So it's just. But I get, people can, especially online, can be assholes. And just, you suck. No, I mean, no, he really doesn't suck, dude. But it's just where we're at now, man. It just.
We'll see his legs there. Like people you'll hear trolls say he's got no legs. I mean, look, the legs look pretty damn good. It's just we're very picky and we want to see awesome legs especially when someone's got that shoulder width that he does. But the legs,
like we vision that we can see the you kind of have we have a vision for these guys, right? Like how we see them. But it's again, like NASA never brought us back up. It's hard. It's hard when you've been training for years. So what Samson's doing, bringing stuff up, is pretty unique, right? It's pretty unique for some of these guys, man. For him, at least.
So what show was this? Europa Pro. There were so many damn shows in Europe, man. And Giles keeps better track because he's the pay-per-view commentator for half those shows. So
yeah,
it's easier for him. He was actually there. Of course, he won't screw it up the way I would. But yeah, Patrick, we wish you the best. We certainly wish you the best, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I think we only got one guy, and I promise you don't know this guy you did not know this man was in the show. I didn't know until 4 hours ago when I was doing my little bit of research that I do. So he won the Arnold Amateur last year. And as you know, tradition goes, that gets you an automatic invite to next year's Arnold. And not everyone takes the invite, but I remember like Rolly Winkler.
Yeah.
His pro debut was the Arnold Classic in 2011 after he won the 2010 Amateur.
Yeah.
So this is, I guess, Libya, because he's the coach for the Libyan national bodybuilding team, Hussam Elisawe. And we don't have it. It's confusing because he's a coach. So I don't know if this is him or his client. I think that's him. No, that's not him. That's somebody else.
It's also Dream Tan, though. I didn't know it was Dream Tan anywhere.
So let me try to find it. Okay, so this is definitely him. Because I guess he's an Evogen athlete.
Okay.
Not the greatest picture, but that's the physique. So, yeah, smaller than most of the guys we've been looking at. Very good symmetry. Aesthetic. I mean, I don't expect him to do well, but, being real. But, he's going to be on that own stage, and we're not. So,
yeah, milk every second of that posing routine, dude. Like, milk it for as long as you can. You're in Columbus, Ohio, on the Arnold Classic. Do you?
Yeah,
I'm sure those guys always have good condition, Ron. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they look freaky.
Right. Well, that's him. Yeah, it's hard. He's a coach. He's got a ton of athletes, so it's hard for me to try to distinguish between him and all his clients on the page. But I think we did our best. I did my due diligence and tried to show. Champion. Yeah, that's not him either. So I better get away from this before I make myself look even dumber. All right, let's get to some comments before we say goodnight. And let's see. Smoke Dog, where's Ron? Oh, was I late by like 1 minute? I'm sorry. Walter Martin, 4 weeks when it's hard to sleep at night. Yeah, Walter knows.
Yep. Yeah, Walter. What's up, Walter? That's my dude.
Tim's wife is coming. Well, I hope so. That's his coach and his wife. I hope she's going to the show.
Better.
Is Chris Cormier still training Derek? That's a good question. Do you know?
I don't think he was. He flies. I think he said he flies in every now and then. Yeah. He's on Dennis James' show. So he mentions a lot. He helps with his posing a little bit, and just some little training stuff. But I mean, Casito's doing his diet, but I think he says he's gonna fly in before the Arnold to put him through some some training and shit like that. So
Raymond says I'm putting too much pressure on Acito's first show at Derek. Well, I mean he has to deliver. Unfortunately, he has to deliver because Derek's somebody right now that a lot of people want to see fail for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Any time somebody wins an Olympia, there's going to be a certain amount of people now they don't like him anymore because they only like him when he was an underdog. Once they actually got to the top of that mountain, like he's a sellout. He's this, he's that.
People suck.
But I agree, Randy. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on Acito. Sure.
Pressure is a privilege, though, bro.
I mean, Acito can take it. Believe me, if anybody can take the pressure of having to deliver with Derek, it's Acito. He's been doing this since the Bible days, basically.
Yeah, and he's in tons of clients. He's fine.
Martin will not be in the top three because he's not in the show. I promise you, Martin won't be in the top three.
He will be in the audience probably.
Does anyone know anything about the Arnold stream? No, the last I saw, the information still showed last year's info, and that was a couple days ago. I hope they do a free stream again. That was freaking great. That's
free is always good, dude. Free is always good.
My favorite price. So hopefully a free live stream. Yeah, I would love to do a watch party, of course. And who better to have on the watch party than Ohio's greatest?
Yes, sir.
You got always, you're supposed to do that every time I say Ohio. There it is. The 216.
216 kid.
The whole state didn't have one area code back then, did it?
No, there was actually like 4 back then. Now there's like 7.
Cincinnati was 513.
614 Columbus, 419 Toledo area,
Yeah.
330.
When I was growing up, Massachusetts had one.
No shit.
Andrew has skinny legs. Oh no, he doesn't have skinny. His quads aren't skinny, Shaun. His hams could be a lot bigger. Absolutely agree with you on that. He's got no legs. He's got skinny legs, Mike.
God, I wish my legs were that skinny, dude.
Exactly. Remember how much Giles praised Andrew a couple months ago, how fantastic he looked? Yeah, he actually saw him because he was on tour with him. He got a better look at Andrew because Andrew doesn't put a lot of updates, show his physique off. So Giles saw him, I don't know, when was that? About 3 months ago that he was on tour with him?
It's been about 3 months now, hasn't it?
At least.
After the Olympia.
Oh, maybe it was more than that. I think it was about a month after the Olympia.
Yeah, like November, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, was the Olympia November last year?
October, I think.
So, yeah, it's been a while. Unfortunately, Andrew doesn't show up when the lights are the brightest. He's commander of Texas. Well, let's hope that changes this year. Yeah.
He's not fat. He doesn't have any torn muscles. He's not missing anything.
Yeah.
It's just a combination that may find that combination of condition with fullness, right? But if he gets dug out, I don't know. It's a different look. I mean, we don't know how he looked. I liked that look a couple years ago to Arnold. I thought he was going to win that first day. The first day, I was like, he won the show. Yeah. He looked that good to me.
That's when we got third. Was Samson, Nick,
and Andrew.
Yeah. That's the Arnold where he tightened up a lot for the second night, I think.
Yes. He did some voodoo stuff
there. Shaun says, "Don't be surprised if Derek takes it. He brings the legs full." Yeah. I mean, would I be surprised if Derek won? No. Would you?
No. It wouldn't try. These guys are on there. They're just kind of, and I don't say interchangeable, but if you're just off, like they'll judge and be like, "Listen, he's better tonight." You know what I mean? It's just, Samson lost to Arnold. He won the Olympia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he won the Arnold. He was second. So it's just, we're at this, like we always say, Samson is pulling ahead, but these guys they're all just so good now.
Dude, I mean, Hadi Choopan could win his Olympia title back this year.
Easily.
Don't think he couldn't to anybody. If you do, you're delusional. Hadi could win it. Derek could win it. Samson could win it. If Andrew makes some crazy, Andrew grows some big Imagine if Martin won it. Oof.
Yeah. Like, we just don't know.
Yeah. Samson looks like his health is in jeopardy. Why do you say that, Catherine? Is there something about him that looks especially dangerous? You said did you see a podcast where he was talking about he wasn't using crazy?
No, he just said it was just mass-drawn and test. That's it.
Okay.
That's all. No, I don't know about the growth and all the ancillaries, but you know what I mean? It's just these guys are genetic freaks, Ron. Like some guys don't have to do a lot of shit to just look silly, right? So I don't know.
You're gonna get shit on for saying that because every time I've said something like that, they say, "Well, I know someone who knows the pros, and they're all on 4, 5, 6 grams of gear and 20 units of growth, all of them." Like, wow, your friend knows every single pro. That's amazing. Wow, especially because we got thousands of pros now.
Yeah.
Big Mike Cox, another Get Big legend. Yes.
Yes, sir, Paul.
That's true. Is this true? You're not an IFBB judge, Mike, are you?
No, God, no.
Where'd you get that? Paul's
thanks, Paul, for that compliment.
Yeah, Paul's on IG doing his podcast all the time. Shaun is so tiny. It looks weird. Tiny in terms of height. Yeah, he's 5'1", but dude, I mean, if he was 6 foot, he would be 320 pounds ripped.
Dude, when you see him in person, it's so, you look at him like, and then you see him on stage, it's just this, it just explodes. It's just insane how small, in stature he is.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's 5'1". He's actually lost an inch in height, as both of us probably have.
Yeah,
James looks pretty badass. James is doesn't shave the body hair until the very end. He's pasty white, so that's another guy that sort of surprises you because in the updates you're like, it's just not as dramatic as if he is tanned and oiled, looking more like what you would expect on stage. So yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Okay. He's too overhyped. It's the Open. Well, Bill Talaf, he was 5th place behind Rami
Yeah.
a few years ago. And what was
He
the
won
Open?
he won the Legions.
He won the Legion, and he did. What was he took 3rd place behind Martin Fitzwater and Chris Bumstead. Yeah,
It's a matter of, if he's in shape, dude. They're going to reward him if he's in shape. People, come on, stop.
Now you're gonna make me show this video. Okay, look at that. Come on now. Yeah, he's short, but look at that. This guy is just stacked with muscle.
And
this is an awesome look he had there.
And dude, and also Ron, like Bob said, when you're there seeing him on stage, it's a lot of gnarly muscle, man. Yeah. That dude is the conditioning is crazy. Again, it may not look like C-Bum or Samson, but it's about the entire physique. It's not about just size, condition, shape. Momo beat Dorian freaking Yates.
That's right. Oh, go back further in time, and Mohammed Makawe, he beat Lee Haney when Lee Haney's rookie season. He beat him like 4 times. Yes. He kicked his ass all over Europe, I think.
It's just who shows up in shape that day. You know what I mean? So you can't. But certain guys we know usually are in shape, right? Certain guys are kind of like wild cards. So it's just, but it's just hard to say.
Well, the worst guy has him by 60 pounds. Yeah, but it's not about body weight. This isn't the county fair where the 500-pound prize pig wins.
No.
It comes in at 185. No way he should be in top 5 of a pro show. It's a bodybuilding. Well, it's not a weight competition, dude.
It doesn't matter how much. There's no scale. They're not at 212. They'll weigh him in. In Columbus, there's not going to be a scale. Nobody cares what he weighs. The judges are saying,
the late Greg Kovacs, God rest his soul, he was like 320 pounds on stage. He looked like ass.
It was terrible.
It's shape, structure, proportion, condition.
Yeah, it's just come on, folks.
These tall guys, you're killing us here, Paul. Paul's tall. He's like 6'1". Can't allow a lot of roller coasters. It's just terrible. Well, it depends on the roller coaster. It depends on what theme park you go to. I know they have different. He gets no respect, like Rodney Dangerfield. Carlos Thomas has a weird looking chest. I mean, that's one. Yeah, you can find flaws with everybody. I'm not in love with the way his pec insertions are. They kind of got short insertions. They don't go all the way to the middle.
Right, and when they're hitting the front leg, but the front double, it looks phenomenal on the front double.
Yeah, I mean, none of these guys are perfect. Everyone's got a little.
No, everybody's got something, bro.
Shaun needs a win. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to be at this show, but
no, it would be great if he did.
There were a few shows that happened last year that had he done those shows, he would have won. Open shows.
Yes.
Not naming shows because they'll go, oh, how dare you say he could beat so and so. Like the full thing in a big insulin syringe? No, what is it? Oh, wait. I've heard that he shoots entire balls of Tren all at once. Oh, no. Yeah, this is a joke because I'm always saying that I make comments on Paul's Instagram that the only time his guests or any of these channels and pages get massive hits and views is when they talk about mega doses. Nobody wants to hear 500, 700 grams of test. They want to hear about 3 grams of Tren and 5 grams of test and 30, 40 IUs of growth a day. That's ridiculous. But yeah.
So how did we get here? Holy crap.
Social media, dude. It's a whole other world. God, we're still on Shaun, putting him ahead of James. I didn't put anybody ahead of anybody yet. We didn't make predictions.
No.
Just because I talked about people in a certain order. I started with the first, what I think is the top 3.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Samson, Derek, and then I sort of made my way down in a very, very general order. This was not meant to be in the order where I think it is. I'll be covering the Arnold well, Robert, if they have another free pay-per-view, because if it's an actual pay-per-view you have to pay for, I can't cover it live because I will get shut down, just like I did at the Olympia. I'm getting throat dry. We were covering the finals of the Olympia, Mike, myself, and Giles. It was like 3:30 in the morning, remember?
Yeah.
For us, Giles, it was like 8:30 the next morning.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it just blinked out. And I said, because I saw on the top, you can see how many people are watching when you're live. And it went from like 3,000 people to 0 instantly. I
remember that shit, dude.
I said, guys, I think we're off the air.
But what's funny? When you go to the show, there's people in the audience doing that.
I know. I mean, people are they make a big They do their best to make announcements at the shows. No live streaming. You'll be kicked out. Go to your Instagram when the show is happening.
Oh my God.
Everybody's Instagram stories at the show. They're putting stage footage up. Some of them are streaming the whole damn show.
Yeah, dude.
45 years old. Midgetism is not a word, Paul. We don't like that word.
Paul, come on,
we don't like the M word. We like to be called little people. Thank you very much. Legs are not going to be great. Shaun got ripped off by Keon. You mean you got ripped on by Keon? They haven't ripped off by Keon? No, I think Keon beat him fair.
Yeah, Keon won that show. Keon's good.
Shouldn't he be gifted high plate? He's likable. I don't know who we're talking about. Oh, you guys are just like talking amongst yourselves here.
That is hilarious. That is so awesome.
No, I when I do these predictions, and we're not making predictions here, I never factor in the person, the personality, the integrity, the character. I'm just talking about physiques. There's people that in the past that I've known to be despicable human beings. Very rarely. There's not many of them. But if they had great physiques, I always gave them credit for their physiques. Yeah. And likewise, I've known people that were the best guys, awesome people. You know, I love these people. That they're amazing human beings. But I call them out on bad physique flaws they might have, and you know, I'm just talking about physiques. It's not
like when the magazines would write write-ups about these guys, they broke their physiques down, right? No, I'm sure nobody threatened Peter McGuff, right, or like Robert Kennedy, saying like, "Oh, you talk shit." It's part of it, right? It's part of like the sport, and you have to just, if you're at that level, you got to just grow a pair and just take it, man. Like, you're getting paid to eat some food and train and take some pictures, dude. It's all good, bro.
So
let dude talk about me.
Paul, we found the root of his bias against short people. He got beaten by dwarves too much. There you go. I mean, you turned pro, Paul. You won. You couldn't have been beaten by too many dwarves. He's a big dude there. Paul came up to the last New England show. I didn't expect.
Oh, did he really?
He had clients in the show because he's down in, I think, DC area.
Oh, no shit.
It's about an 8-hour drive from where I am.
That's not bad.
So
that's not too bad.
I said, that guy looks a lot like Paul Bartlett. And sure enough, it was Paul.
Small world, dude.
Dude, this whole chat is about Shaun Clarida. Wow. He's 9 feet tall. Well, tallest human being ever. How tall was he, Mike?
Like not the one that like big, that 9 feet, 10 feet tall, 9 feet tall?
He was 8'11"3/4.
That's insanity.
And he died at 8 foot. Yeah. Robert Wadlow is in the Guinness. He's still in the Guinness Book of World Records. And no one's ever beaten that height.
How like his organs had to be just absolutely insanely big.
Yeah,
his heart had to be like this big.
So he died at 24. Do you know how he died?
Oh,
it's awful. So he couldn't. His body really couldn't. His joints couldn't support all that weight. He weighed like 500. He weighed like 500 pounds. So he was in. I don't know, what was Forrest Gump in? Those things with those like his legs had his legs had braces on him. Then he had like crutches.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I guess the leg braces dug into his skin. He got an infection. He died from the infection.
Oh Jesus, that's awful.
Yeah, he was 24 years old.
That's insane.
What we're talking about? We're talking about Trump and lesbian Episcopal. What? No, we're not. How about that, though?
Bucks.
Okay.
National champ, son. There you go, Shaun. Good person, bro. Your family.
Andrew's using SEOs in his arm. No, I don't know. I think he's just got freaking giant arms. Andrew's forearms are the worst in the sport. Yeah, nobody cares about forearms. I've seen Flex Wheeler had two of the worst forearms I ever saw.
Yeah, exactly. We're not judging forearms. Steve Briscoe,
calves, and I hate to say it for the people with big calves. I have pretty big calves. Nobody cares.
And for people with small calves, nobody cares.
Clarida is maybe an inch or two shorter than Derek. No, more than that. Mike and I have both stood next to these people many times, and we're pretty good judges because we're not that far off height wise.
And when you see them, dude, their height is crazy when you see how tall they really are. Like Nick ain't tall at all. Like Nick's monster.
Built to Laugh, that's a whole other video. I can't spoil all my damn video ideas in one day.
4 weeks, bro. You got 4 weeks left with 28 days.
I want to do a preview with Giles. Maybe I can get you on that. I want to do one with Jose, hopefully. We'll see.
Oh, yeah. Jose's good, dude.
The good M word, Mass. Love you, Ron. Well, love you right back at you, Paul. Sorry for insulting my shortness. Well, you didn't. You never called me midget. You just called my fellow midgets midgets. We don't.
Yep.
That's a bad word. We can't say midget.
You're not allowed to say that anymore. It's not 1996 anymore.
Those of you who have, is it Netflix or is it Hulu? I think it's on Netflix. Just so you know, there's a cool show from Australia that's on Netflix called "You Can't Ask That," and every episode. Have you seen it?
I've seen clips of it.
So every episode is a different group of like marginalized groups. Like one was short stature people, like midgets, dwarves, whatever. And there's a panel of them that they cut to, and it's all the viewers submit questions online. It's everything they was always wanted to ask, but they're afraid to ask, and these people answer it for you. And I watched the short stature one the other day. It was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Little people, big world. Yeah, dude, there was. I
watched that show. Built to laugh.
Big World who was on that one?
It was
there's so many of those shows.
They were the little people. They had all kind of spin-offs, like it was a husband and wife. Like they're actually divorced now. Their kids have kids.
Yes. They're the ones that had the farm. They had like the pumpkin farm or something.
Yes. Yeah, they were on the farm. They had the tractors and shit.
Yeah, because there was another one, Little Women of LA, Little Women of New York.
Yeah,
and it was basically like the housewife shows. Except they were all
Little Women. That's not too bad.
Man, we've been going on for well over an hour. Mike has been very generous. Yeah. Dude, time flies when you're chatting with your bros. So
yes, be here talking.
So that's it for the comments, guys. Appreciate you all watching. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of content related to the Arnold, obviously, in the next couple of weeks. Try to get some experts and pros on here to talk. Maybe grab a few interviews with the competitors. I'll do my damnedest, guys. So please stay tuned. There's more to come. Big Mike Cox in Florida, formerly from Ohio. Thank you so much. Look at that. He's got his head shaved perfectly clean now.
That's just, I got no choice. It's not growing. I'm not going to Turkey.
It looks clean, Turkey. I got shit on for going to Turkey. Like they do a bad job. But
dude, listen, Turkey they do noses, teeth, everything there.
For a fraction of the price. A fraction.
Yes.
Trigilli, because I spent $6,000 and that was like their most expensive package at the most expensive place. Trigilli sent me a private message with a screenshot of what he's paying some guy in the States. It's like $32,000.
Holy shit.
I don't have $32,000 to blow on my hair, so I'm good.
Not $32,000.
Anyway, so thank you so much, Mike. Appreciate it, bro.
Ron, love it, bro. Appreciate it, dude.
And everybody, thank you all for watching. Please stay tuned. Plenty more content to come in the coming weeks as we get closer to the Arnold Classic. I'll see you next time. Boop.
Peace.